Back in the 1950s, every Rosh Hashana, Brooklyn's Eastern Parkway was teeming with Jewish people walking to Brooklyn's Botanical Garden, where they do Tashlich, a brief prayer that our sins be cast away at the pond. And every year, the Rebbe would lead a parade of singing Hasidim, joyously marching to the park and back. Except for Rosh Hashana 1956. That year, there was a drenching downpour, and people stayed indoors. Tashlich would have to be done later. Even the gatekeeper in the park locked up and went home. After all, who would want to stroll in the park under such conditions? But not for the Rebbe. He led his band of hardy Hasidim through sheets of rain, determined to perform Tashlich as usual. Upon arriving at the gardens, they discovered that the gates were locked. No one knew what to do, except the Rebbe. Handing his prayer book to someone else, he hoisted himself over the fence and climbed down the other side. He then beckoned to the Hasidim to follow suit. One by one, they climbed over the fence and made their way to the pond. Tashlich would take place right on schedule. And right there and then, soaked to the bone, the Rebbe led them in a Hasidic dance. By the time they returned to 770 that afternoon, they were a soggy mess with their clothing stained by the dye from their hats. But the Rebbe was not done. He took a large bottle, climbed on the bench, and distributed l'chaim to everyone who had accompanied him on that very memorable march. The Rebbe's actions were an embodiment of a teaching he frequently quoted from the fourth Rebbe, the Rebbe Maharash. People say, if you meet an obstacle and you can't go under, then you go over. However, I say, leap over it in the first place. V'chatchila a Rebbe.